like Esther said, being a woman, you don't go to a bank and get a lot of access to credit. So having someone that understands your needs as a clinic is so important, and that's what Medical Credit Fund actually does. They understand these entrepreneurs, they understand their needs, and they cannot pay, all in one, because their clients are not paying all in one because they don't have the money. I didn't need to come for quite a long time, but now we're back. Why? Because even though we actually got into 80% numbers in terms of financial inclusion, coming from 26 in 2006, even though we had amazing examples, and thank you very much for sending all your bios, and I was very excited to see everything you're doing in the field. And you are one of 300 fintechs around, so very vibrant financial technology sector here in Kenya. There are cracks. The cracks in the system for many reasons. First of all, the affordability of the mobile money is still a very big thing, and probably you have that issue. So we'll be speaking about this week. We've actually been seeing that a lot of people actually reduce the financial inclusion. We used to keep it higher. So some people have actually affordability as being an issue.
We'll be having this roundtable on financial inclusion with you, the development partners, and then we will have a very short ceremony in which we launch an important new study by UNDP Kenya.
Yes, I've been an advocate for financial inclusion for it's going to be 15 years, but before that also I started a year of microcredit in 2005, and that's the first time I came to Kenya. We were the ones actually trying to spur the mobile banking and speaking to Kibaki to actually make Safaricom possible. So we've come a long way. 2006 we had 26% financial inclusion. It's today 80% nearly. But like you said, Mr. Jackson, it has been going retrenching, and there's an issue of affordability, and it has to do with the market structure of financial services right now, certainly on the digital financial services and mobile banking. Given that one player has maybe 70% of the market, and actually not making it a very competitive environment for actually affordability to take place and actually better servicing. So these are the types of discussions we're going to be having with the government here, because financial inclusion is a means to an end. It's not an end in itself. So the whole point of me coming to these countries is actually making the railways that actually work, that are actually droppable, that actually get to even the farthest places in the country, and then really service the poorest of the poor, so that we can actually add up services, and not only financial services, but in partnership with many other players in the market, to actually make change in people's lives. Now, I have to say that Kenya did leapfrog tremendously, but what happens when you leapfrog is that other people copy what you did, but they improve it. And of course, Kenya being a leader for quite some time, we sort of rest on our laurels, and we just, I would say, did not pay enough attention to a couple of very important things, the building blocks that we need to do this in a very stable and inclusive way. One of these is, we just mentioned, the digital public infrastructure. The G20, under the presidency of the Indian government, also outlined this issue of the DPIs. I've done a lot of work with it. We have a lot of partners doing that work. And here in Kenya is really on this ID, having a foundational, digital, biometric, unique ID that can actually help all the participants in the digital system, but also help not only the banking, finance, know your customer, etc., but also, hopefully, the health sector. Think about who are actually have vaccination, not having your own sort of medical dossier in it, etc. We're actually doing a lot of work in many countries from that perspective. We've been having a lot of conversations on Maisha. We're going to be having a conversation tomorrow with the Ministry of Interior. We would like to step back and have a little more thoughts on the Mashemamba, having a stakeholder discussion. Previous to that, having not to be locked into one vendor. We find it very important that data safeguarding is actually in place, so we can have a discussion in this field. The other issue, which is extremely important as well, is the interoperable payment system.
Well, I mean, he's bringing so many different kinds of expertise to the role, but the same enthusiasm. Usually when we meet at 6:30 in the morning, it's usually the second or third meeting.
If you're lucky.
Yes.
I'll come to you for your wise words as always. I'm Koningin Máxima, but I know you as Prof. Prof. And then finally to hear from Tony about the substance of the study itself. And then we'll all go outside for a photo opportunity in front of the iconic Carrie Group.
And it was in 2006 that I came back again, and we spoke with President Kibaki back again on actually letting this Safaricom adventure go. What a journey it has been. So today, where we're standing at, in 2006 we had 23% of people included in the financial sector. Now that is 79% according to the Findex numbers. Now, this has actually brought a lot of promising developments. I mean, people being able to send money from the local areas into the family members earning money in the cities. It has been able to access much more the funds of friends, families, and foes, as it's up just to actually in times of problems, having access to much more credit. Even actually, we've seen little by little people actually keeping some money behind on those wallets and actually increasing those savings. So it has actually given a completely different dimension to the whole country. It would actually been, of course, a leader in these years. Now, the problem of being a leader is that you encounter the issues later on, and I think that's why the launch of this report is so timely. Because, like Mr. Jackson just said, the developments have been double-folded. Finance possible, making health possible, making school enrollment possible, making all type of e-commerce and digitalization possible, making farmers enrollment possible. So this is really at the heart, and we would hope to actually really have a good discussion on the Maisha number programs and to do this in a way that is really sustainable.
Really do? So why not?
So you are at level 0. When they did their first assessment, the assessment required, the recommendations we made required money that we didn't have. Because as much as we were working and getting paid, we didn't have money, we were not bankable. We didn't know how to do business, so we needed money.
What is the cap?
Sorry?
If you will use M-Pesa, what is your maximum?
Is it 300,000?
The maximum currently is 5,000 euros. That's the maximum that the phone can hold at any given time.
Oh no, for an M-Pesa wallet.
On M-Pesa wallet, yes.
Yes.
That's the
5,000.
maximum. Yeah. 500,000 pesos, 5,000 euros.
Yeah, so I'll commit and say yes, I commit to pay that. And I'll get this message that your request will be processed with those conditions there. I'll again now press
So
19 for
.1
more.
to be 1% daily interest and 3%
Yes,
processing.
yes. Then at that juncture, I'll press yes, because that's what
What
I
is
want.
SE mobile data?
No, processing.
Ah, processing.
Yeah. Processing of my data established on that whatever cash advance. Then I press 1.
What are you consenting to?
When a customer actually makes an
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate the Medical Credit Fund for all the work they've actually been doing. Like you said, I was in 2009 in Tanzania, and they actually gave the first credits to a clinic. And it was amazing to listen from Esther today. She had the same sort of journey that this lady in Tanzania, and she wanted to improve, and she got a safe care analysis of what they were doing, and they could actually improve, but she didn't have the money, so there was a lot of things they could do better to actually help even more people that were sick. But one thing is to actually get the taken assistance or the advice, but the other thing is then you don't have the money. And then she did get the money through the Medical Credit Fund, and with that she's been able to subsequently, one time after the other, being able to improve everything she's been doing. And now she does dental care, she can do lab tests here, she can actually give people the medicine they need here. It's a one-stop shop, and they're going to keep on growing and growing. And I think this like Esther said, being a woman, you don't go to a bank and get a lot of access to credit. So having someone that understands your needs as a clinic is so important, and that's what Medical Credit Fund actually does. They understand these entrepreneurs, they understand their needs, and they cannot pay, all in one, because their clients are not paying all in one, because they don't have the money, to just go to a doctor and actually pay it. These clinics, they have clients that actually come with needs of actually curing their kid, but they don't have the money up front, so they also pay it in installments. So the need for this clinic to be able to also pay it in installments, and then understanding, and not like a bank will actually say you have to pay me per month so much money and so much fixed amount. Well, that's not the case, and that's not the reality. So understanding the underlying needs is just so important. I am so happy they've actually understood this, and understanding the journey that these clinics are doing to actually grow and becoming even better every time. And Esther was the owner of the Zamzam clinic. Is just so ambitious, and at the same time it's good that you go step by step, because every new step has its own challenges, and trying to get more clients into it is actually a challenge. So it's actually very nice to see how gradually this amazing owner of this clinic, but like many other clinics in not only in Kenya but also in Tanzania, have been able to evolve and give very good care to their patients.
Yeah. Food from home. With patients you have to eat to get medication. So they brought food from home. So when we moved here, I got my children here, both of them. I recommended a few people, they also got their children here. And 2021, unfortunately I got COVID. Through the whole process, I had my treatment here. And there was a time I had no one to leave the kitchen, so I came with them here. I got my medication in a different room. They were given a separate place. They did their drawings, they did their coloring. They were even offered snacks and food, And it's amazing how it felt like we're home, and again we're in hospital, but well taken care of. I was really I'm still scared of injections. So when I used to come in with the kids, I just give a specific nurse. There's also that consistency of nurses here. And
you always see the same face?
The same face every single time. So they knew my fear of injection. So they'll just take over for me. Get her medication, get her injection, her jabs, then I pick it up from there. I pass them for that. When I'm not around, I don't have to be here for them to get medication. The old place, we used to walk with a card. The card even says you have to bring it every visit you come. But with here it's different. We just show up, I give my details, my name or my mobile number, identification number, it shows me and my next of kin. I don't have to be here to make payments. Wherever I am, I can do it through my phone.
Or grocery. In the grocery store. Are you also an M-Pesa agent? I was well prepared.
Very well prepared. Wow.
Can't remember each one how many children you have, but I mean.
So, Carol, I think should we kick off just by talking a bit about M-Pesa?
Yes. Yeah, and everyone here uses M-Pesa, isn't it? Yeah, so let's think about where your business is right now. Assuming there's no M-Pesa, would you be how many steps ahead, how many steps behind would you be, just to figure out what is that for you? Yeah.
How is it helped?
Since
M-Pesa, maybe, I don't know, if I compare with time back.
Digital financial services is a very important part. Say this to start with. I mean, financial inclusion is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Financial inclusion and therefore digital financial services has to serve giving help. And so what it's actually allowed is that, you know, any mother that is here, if she doesn't have the money up front to pay for that service, you know, that doctor's appointment she just had, that she every day as she has money when she's in the market, she can pay, you know, without leaving her stall, where she's actually supposed to make money, otherwise she will actually lose from making money. Every day she can pay a little bit, allowing her to make that affordable for her. And then for the clinic, it makes them affordable for them to also pay that loan they actually got, this cash advance they actually got from the medical credit fund, you know, in different, you know, per day, as the moment that all these clients are paying them back. So this without digitization would not be possible. This flexibility would not have been possible, and we need flexibility because people do not have. It's not that they actually get a paycheck every month of so many shillings and they can actually, you know, redisperse all their needs. No, they get the money. You know, one day is 500 shillings, the other day is nothing, and the other day is 1,000 shillings. So going through these, you know, levels of cash flow of citizens and patients, we have to take care of that.
Yeah.